Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Tina with Overall Adventures, and today I'm going to teach you how to make these really cute recycled journals. And so this is actually inspired by one of my students. She made me this journal out of just cardboard and computer paper and some yarn. And I really love just how handmade this feels and how just straight from the heart it is. So it just brought me so much joy, and I want to share with you. I kind of changed it a little bit, and you'll see there's a little bit of sewing involved in this project, but everything that I used I found just from my recycling bin and just some cardboard. And here's just a little demo of what I made to share with you guys. And I really like just how each page is different, and it's kind of fun. So what you're going to need is some scissors and cardboard. And you want to cut the cardboard into the size of the cover that you want. And pick a piece of fabric and just lay your cardboard out on that fabric. And you're going to want to leave a nice gap in between the two pieces of cardboard. And that's how thick you want the pages in your journal to be. So once you've measured it out, grab some glue and a paintbrush. And basically you're going to want to just paint the kind of cover page of your journal and press it into the fabric. So you could also use kind of that glue adhesive spray, or you could use hot glue as well. But I like painting it this way. It doesn't leave any weird ripples in the fabric. Yeah, and so when you're done with that, make sure you leave that nice gap in the center. That's going to be our little soft spine. Really press everything down, yes. And then you're just going to cut around the corners. I really needed a sharper scissor for this project. And then I like to just collage the inside cover, but this part's totally optional. So I just have an old gardening book that I love to tear up. I got a sharper scissor at this point. And then you're just going to want to paint the edges of your journal. You guys, this is my first DIY crafting video, so please bear with me. This was actually a very different video for me in terms of making it, so, give me some love. I like personally the really rough handmade look. I love making mistakes in crafts, and I feel like that's what makes it interesting and that's what makes it fun. I don't want it to look professional. I want it to look like, I made it myself. So that's why I like leaving the edges of the fabric a little kind of rough. It gives it some more texture, it gives it some more, personality. And when you're finished with the cover, you're going to want to just put a piece of cardboard actually in between and lay something super heavy and flat like an amazing Harry Potter series, And then let's gather your paper. So whatever kind of scraps you have laying around, and you're going to want to just kind of cut it all into a sizable book. So make sure it all folds flat. So here are just a couple samples that I pulled from a Norman Rockwell book, a gardening book, some pages that I tea stained, and just kind of layered them together. I really love the scrappy kind of textures and colors in this. It's just kind of fun. And then you're going to want to poke 5 holes. And again, you could measure this if you're super, if you want it to look really perfect, but I kind of like, I like the imperfections. Grab your embroidery floss and a thimble. Gotta have a thimble. It's not totally necessary, but my hands hurt all the time. Thread your needle. Yes. And what you're going to do is kind of use some paper clips or something, clips in general, just to kind of place all the paper together and poke through the needle 5 holes. And I didn't have anything else. If you have one of those special tools, I forget what it's called. And so we're going to begin. So from the inside of the journal, in the center hole, you're going to pull through and leave just a little bit of string at the end. Not too much. Good, and we'll come back to that later. And now from the outside of the journal, you're going to go to the left side. Good. Poke it through. Yeah, the thimble helps my hands. I have starting to have carpal tunnel, so it definitely helps. Little knots, but that's all right. And pull it nice and taut. Good. And then you're going to want to go all the way to the end again on the inside. Good. And then you're going to go back through that hole that you made before. You guys, this is my first time doing a crafting video, so I will include a probably a little bit better and clearer version of how to do this saddle stitch. I'm still practicing bookbinding, so be gentle with me, my friends. And then you're going to go back in the center hole where we started. I feel like I'm definitely not explaining this well. This is supposed to be a crafting tutorial, but I feel like if you watch it a couple times, like I needed to keep watching myself do it. Yeah, so you're gonna go back through that center hole and then you're gonna move to the other side of the journal. So now that you're on the outside, you're going to go to that second to last hole and poke that through. So now you're back on the inside of the journal. Good. It can be kind of hard to work with paper, so be gentle on your hands. And again, that's that little string that you want to make sure that just stays out. Good. And now go all the way to the end and bring it to the outside of the journal. And then you're going to want to go back, not into the center hole, but the one closest, and pull that straight through. And now you're going to want to go one more time back into the center hole, and we're going to kind of end it, you'll see, in this cool knot. Good. And now you're going to want to go back into that center hole actually and pull the knot through to the inside of the book. Good. And from here you can do a knot, another knot, or you could just cut it and tie the original end of the string that we left to the final end of the string. And you can kind of weave it underneath. Now you can take off your clips. And now it's about folding, right? So you actually want to separate that first page from the rest of the book and fold the whole book together and actually fold that front page backwards. I used a thicker cardstock for that front kind of little mini cover page and really just press it down. There we go. Awesome. And now take your cover of your book and the inside contents, and basically we're going to repeat this process. We're going to sew again, but first we need to put the clips back on. So this is so that everything stays in line. And again, the same process, starting from the inside and we're working it out. And so we're using the same holes and tying the string again at the center when you finish. So it looks a little thick on the inside. If anyone has any other way that they do it, let me know. I'm new to bookbinding, so. Remove the clips again and fold up your book. Great. And again, lay it on something super heavy and lovable to infuse it with all that good energy. And let that sit for a while. So here you can see I just was trimming the pages just so that when I closed the book you didn't see anything sticking out on the outside. And then I also collaged actually just a little extra pieces or places for people to write because it was a lot of glossy pages. So if you're interested in a giveaway or want to receive this journal or another, there are going to be 2 giveaway winners this time. I will give away one of my handmade journals. So please just check the description box for information below. And yes, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for bearing with me on this one. Here's a beautiful handmade journal. I'm Tina with Overall Adventures, and have a beautiful day.